Tracy Lauren Morrow, O'Shea Jackson Sr., Dana Elaine Owens, Clifford Smith Jr., Calvin Cortazar Brodus Jr. Y'all, do y'all know these names? If you do, then you know what? You all up in the game. You all up in the business for real, for real. But if you do not, then you're about to find out. And it's not a fuck around to find out kind of moment, but it's just a find out moment while we do this part 2 of Personal Branding While Black. Stay tuned.
Hey, brand babies. This is Brandma's podcast, where we go in on personal branding without taking shit personally. Brandma's house is hosted by none other than the ghetto country grandmother. She's here to share her experience, expertise, and education in a way that takes you from brand baby to brand leader. So come on in and hold on to your bourbon, because Brandma's about to spill the tea.
All right, brand babies, let's get into this. Oh my goodness. Hopefully you heard part 1 and I was just going on my business and I was just going about my business and talking about personal branding while black. And one of the things that has just come to the forefront is personal branding while black has been a thing for such a long time. And it's in one of the places where you wouldn't think to look. It's in the rap, baby. It's all up in the rap game. And it has always been. And it never even, people constantly ask me, who has a personal brand that's doing a damn thing? And I can never say, because I do believe in naming your personal brand. It's not crazy. But rappers have been doing it since, oh my goodness, Sugar Hill Gang. Let's take it there. And for y'all that don't know, oh, a sister is serious on the hardcore rap tip. Yes, I'm down with Fuck the Police. I'm down with Public Enemy. I'm down with all of that shit. But it's like, these brothers and sisters have been doing this for a while. Now, because I talk about naming your personal brand, these people have named their personal brands, but a lot of them did not capitalize on their personal brands. So we want to talk, or that's what I want to talk to you about today. And all of these have some relevance to me except one. And I'll tell you that too. Now let's start off with Ice Cube. Y'all, Ice Cube. O'Shea, that's dude's real name. But you never hear anybody call him that. I don't know if they call him that in business or whatever in his personal life. But out in these streets, he is always Ice Cube. Now, my association with Ice Cube is way, way back in the day when I was a teenager. And my first boyfriend, I told y'all about him. He was a drug dealer. But he was in the same neighborhood as Ice Cube. And this is before he knew I don't know if they call it yo-yo or whatever. I don't remember all of the names and all the stuff. But this is when he was first getting started. So he was all up and through the neighborhoods that I used to kick it in back in the day. And being Ice Cube is some amazing shit. And to look at him now, someone that still gains attention based on his name, it's relevant. And the things about these people that I'm talking about is most of them are good dudes and they're good people, but they're dismissed because they're rappers and because of how they started. Straight out of Compton is looked at as, oh, they made it out of the hood. It was never anything wrong with the hood. Circumstances are what they are, but still. This is the man that has been with his wife for I don't know how many years. They've been married since the 90s. Y'all, all these people that putting on fronts and all that kind of shit, they can't say that. They can't even stay married for 5 minutes, let alone 5 years. So he has been with his wife and their beautiful children since 92. I don't know how long they were together before that, but dude has been holding it down. And Ice Cube has done film. He's been a producer. He has his business. Did y'all even know that Ice Cube is an owner in an E&J brandy brand called, Fifth Generation. And there's a signature drink or cocktail he made called Big Cube. That's what it was, Big Cube. And so his name still has relevance. And he's capitalized on his name a little bit, but I'm pretty sure there could have been other things that people could have done or that he could have done if we had known that personal branding was going to be such a thing. It's not saying that he can't do things moving forward, but again, stuff has been lost in the mist because he just did what he did and he made his money and he's still doing the damn thing. But the only way that you will ever recognize him, you will never call him O'Shea. I bet you if you called him O'Shea on the streets, I don't know, he might look at you like you done lost your damn mind. But he has always been Ice Cube to us that love his music, who get down with his vibe, and who are part of the NWA fan club. It is the vibe that we have traveled through the years with him, and his personal brand has not diminished. Even when you look at him and he's doing cornier roles, and I'm saying corny based on his coolness of being that dude, but his cornier roles of what was the movie Are We There Yet? And so forth. But just him doing his daily thing, he's still an activist, because even though that rap back then was hardcore, it was about activism and it was about social justice. But a lot of people want to dismiss it as gangster rap when it was trying to bring attention to a subject that we're still trying to not me per se, but people are trying to still dismiss to this day. He has not changed his brand as far as that is concerned. It's still fuck the police, but maybe it's a different type of not fuck all the police, but fuck the police that are giving good policemen a bad name. Okay? So his activism is still there, and it's always been a part of this personal brand of being Ice Cube. So O'Shea can do his damn thing. O'Shea Jackson Sr.? Y'all get tired when I try to put too many S's or P's or whatever together. But O'Shea Jackson Sr., yes, he has a son that's Junior. But we don't know him by that. His personal brand will forever be etched in your minds as part of NWA, as part of being Ice Cube, and a part of doing a damn thing. Now, the next one I want to talk about is Ice-T. Ice-T has this reputation of being a pimp, and dude was a pimp. And he has become this spokesperson. He went from what he was doing as a rapper to being into TV and all these other things, but now he's doing spokesperson stuff. And again, this is someone who I grew up with who did hardcore rap. Now, his whole thing was, he was trying to stay out of the gang life, but that didn't mean that he couldn't speak on it. Now, mind you, I know Ice-T, oh Lord Jesus. But I know Ice-T from my high school days. He went to Crenshaw some years before I did, but I would still see him around the neighborhood because he started off in Windsor Hills, which is a really prominent Black community over in that area. But being around Crenshaw and being on the boulevard when people used to cruise and all that kind of stuff, the only thing I'm kind of conflicted about is that, what was it? When I was doing a little research on him, it was saying that he was part of the Crips. But I'm like, I know I used to see brother driving that red Porsche all up and through. So am I the crazy one? Or is this somebody else's spin on the story? I don't know. Because Crip driving a red car, trust and believe that shit ain't going to happen. It's either red or blue, ride or die. That's just how it is. But depending on who's telling your story and who's controlling the narrative of your personal brand, shit like that can get confusing. And like I say, I ain't trying to hold down no beef with Ice-T. I could be the one that's wrong. But Lord, I know that it was a red Porsche going all around Crenshaw High School back in the day. Poe High School got a new name and it's just gone. But that's not the point. His personal brand was able to get him attention and get him to a place where he is now seen as a celebrity of a different status. He is no longer seen as that young rap star that committed burglary, robbed stores, and all that other kind of. He's not in the pimp game anymore. He's another one that's been married to his wife Coco for a number of years. I think they have a daughter, but he has 2 children even before that. This dude has been around and he has been a staying power. And when we look at him, even I don't even know if because I know he's on Law and Order SVU. I think that's the one. But I don't even know if they use his real name. Do y'all know his real name? Dude's real name is Tracy Lauren Morrow. That is Ice-T. But if you ever saw it in the film credits or TV credits or anything like that wasn't rap related, Tracy Lauren Morrow or Tracy Morrow would get bypassed. You guys will still be looking through the credits looking for Ice-T. And that's part of his personal brand. That's what he came up on. And this is why I say that it being a part of a personal brand, you can grow and mature out of it. where you no longer need it. But then people no longer know you as Ice Tube, as Ice. Why do I keep calling that baby Tube? I don't know. But not being known as Ice-T anymore, it does not matter, because dude is still getting paid as Tracy. And while we may never look for Tracy, Lauren, Morrow to show up in anything that we know and love, dude still exists. So when you're looking at Law and Order, when you see him in this new commercial with Vivica Fox and them doing a damn thing, it's like, okay, that's Ice-T. That's all we know. That's all I know. But his personal brand has matured. Ice Cube's personal brand has matured. They are not the same youngsters that they were back in the day, but they are grown-ass men that were able to capitalize on the personal brands that they built. Okay? Next one I want to bring about, Queen Latifah, UNITY. You know what? Calling me a bitch or a hoe, but oh yes, Queen Latifah. Y'all know she's been rocking the game for a minute. And her claim to fame, again, was rap. But I think a lot of people also know that, you know what? She's Dana Owens. Dana Elaine Owens. Yes, we have the same middle name. Go ahead on, Dana. But Dana Elaine Owens is Queen Latifah. And Queen Latifah was one of the positive Black women that came on the scene and was, you know what? She was making positive impact. She still is. She has a mentorship program, and I think a clothing line. I forget which, because like I say, some of the research that I did was just here and there. But anyway, she has a brand called Queen Collection, or is it Queen Collective? Y'all look it up. But I know she does something with mentorship. I think they said she had a clothing line, but whatever. But even at that, she capitalized on her name again when she had the Queen Latifah show. It was not called Dana Owens. It was Queen Latifah, because ain't nobody showing up for Dana Elaine Owens. That is not the brand that she built. That is not the name that's recognized. So being able to have the Queen Latifah show, I think she started it back in 99 and then rebooted it again in 2013. She built something off of that, which made her a spokesperson for brands like CoverGirl. And I think she's going back to one, what is it, Lenova? I'm not sure if I'm even saying that right, but that one is about bringing eyes to smaller businesses. But people are capitalizing on the name. And so when people have regular names, some people are not checking for them. But when you have a name that, you know what, will make people sit up and take notice, it's a thing. And everybody knows Queen Latifah. I ain't gonna say everybody loves Queen Latifah, but they know her. And what she brings to the game, the recognition she has made her into the person that she is. It doesn't take anything away from her personal life, because I know for a long time she was private. Now, my association with her was back in the day when I used to hang out with my sister, and we used to go to this gay club called Catch One. And I know Dana was up in there a few times, and it was this thing about being in that club and being in that environment. Nobody was infringing on her right to privacy. No one was outing her or whatever. She was just there to have a good time like the rest of us. And in case y'all are wondering and asking, no, I wasn't the gay one in the party. My sister was. But I would go in there, girls would ask me to dance, and I didn't have no problem dancing. But that, you know what, let me stop getting off topic. But it was back in that time that, yes, I knew this a long time ago. No, it wasn't publicized like it is now, but who cares? Queen Latifah was bringing something to the rap game that all women could relate to. It had nothing to do with gender or sexuality or who I'm sleeping with. It was the fact that her lyrics had a message that was very relevant and poignant to a lot of us. And it was that game-changing thing that brought other Black women on the scene. Now this nastiness and fuckery that these young girls are doing, it's like, ugh, I don't even want to turn on the radio. It's just disgusting. But that's my own personal opinion. So, but that's Queen Latifah and her personal brand. The next one, who's another one that I had? I'm gonna save that one for last. We're gonna go to Snoop Dogg, because that's what started all of this and had me going in this personal branding while Black. Snoop Dogg and this new thing that he got going with this fireless pitch, y'all, it is blowing up. It is breaking the internet. And the thing about it is, because part of what I love about Snoop Dogg, Snoop Dogg ain't put his joint down for nobody. Do you hear me?
Introducing Branding Boundaries and Bullshit by the one and only Brandma, Phyllis Williams-Strother. Hey, you there. Are you tired of all the boring personal branding stuff? Well, my mom, Brandma, has got you covered with her awesome new book. In this game changer, Brandma doesn't play by the rules. She's a rebel who says you don't have to fake it to make it. No more being a people pleaser, because it's time to get real. Look, my mom's been there, done that, just like Pimp, except she was a multi-million-dollar restaurant owner. She's got all the stuff to let you know what's real and what's just okie doke. This book isn't for the corporate crazy. It's for the courageous, the genuine, and the unapologetic. It's about putting you first and not some fake customer pleasing it, because this is not the circus. Branding Boundaries and Bullshit is like a fist pump to those who refuse to conform. It's your map to discovering your YO uniqueness and owning it. So just the BS and start branding on your own terms. Get Brandma's book now and let your true self shine through.
He has not tried to pretend he's anything other than what he is. And his whole demeanor and his whole personality has always been this chill ass dude. It has always been this, you know what, don't come for me kind of vibe. Fuck all of y'all. And it's just, and watching that dude do the crip walk, oh, that's just the best dance ever. But he's the epitome of the crip walk when I think of anybody doing it. But his brand, his personal brand of being Snoop Dogg. Y'all, let me see. His name is Calvin. This middle name, what is it? Cordo. I can't even say it right. But we just gonna say Calvin Brodus. What is he? Calvin Brodus Jr. That's his name. I'm not gonna fuck with the middle name, but Calvin Brodus Jr. Do y'all know that that's Snoop Dogg's real name? If you saw Calvin Brodus Jr. walking down your street, you would not think, somebody say, there go Calvin. He's like, no, there go Snoop Dogg. You would never know, because you're not looking for Calvin, you're looking for Snoop Dogg. And it's the things that he's done with his namesake, being in movies and film. Again, him and Martha Stewart got a new personal line going on. Did y'all know that? What is it called? Best Bud bags. And they some cool ass bags because they're like what is it? Crossbody, but the latch on it is a lighter, and I think it has something else to do with a vaping and all that. But it's called Best Bud bags, and it's some cool little shit. I might even get one. But y'all know his claim to fame is his bud, his weed, his joint, his marijuana. And to now tie that to a handbag with Martha Stewart, y'all know that's some branded ass shit. You cannot tell me that it's not. But he's capitalizing on something that's true to him, that has always been true to him. Ice Cube has always been true to activism, whether you want to agree or not. Ice-T, his whole thing was, I'm just trying to stay out of the game. Like, I don't know if the pimp life was any better, but it is what it is. Queen Latifah was always about empowering women, and she still does that to this day. Snoop Dogg, I'm about my weed and I'm about my money. That has not changed. These are all their personal brands. But whether it's Dana, it's Calvin, it's Tracy, it's O'Shea, we don't recognize these people by those names. And when we see all of these other, like I say, when we compare them to the white folks in the industry of doing whatever they do, they seem to carry a level of more importance because they're suited and booted instead of wearing their sweatpants and their saggy pants, if saggy pants are a thing, their Timberlands and their Adidas and all of these type of things. Y'all know, let me finish my list first, because these are my top 5 that I'm going with that are still out here doing the thing. The last one I want to bring up is Method Man. Y'all know, I think that dude is just fucking delicious. I don't care what my husband say. He know I got a list and, huh? Y'all heard me say, huh? My husband saying put him on my list. That's because Method Man is fucking delicious. And he's on my past list, okay? My husband said I can have that one. But it's this thing about him and how he presents himself. And even though his name is what? Clifford. And for some reason, when I hear Clifford, I think of Clifford the Big Red Dog, which leads me to Red Man. So there's this whole crazy going on. But Clifford, being a weed smoking cool ass dude or a cigar smoking or a suited and booted kind of individual. I don't see it. And I was reading before when I was looking at something about names and how they come across in positioning something. Actually, it was in the book Positioning. And in that book, they were talking about dudes named Herman and I think they said Herman and Emmett or something like that versus Michael and David, and how teachers perceived that Herman and Emmett were losers, so their grading was different. Okay. Looking at Clifford or looking at the name Clifford, you would not expect Method Man to walk through the door. Looking at O'Shea, you would not expect Ice Cube to walk through the door. Dana, you might picture Queen Latifah, but you would picture her in a different way. All of these are personal brands that were built out of the rap industry. And we can go into more and more of these type of vibes, but like I said, I'm mentioning these because these people continue to be spokespersons. Spokesperson, is that right? They continue to build businesses and they still continue to do something in order to make money outside of rap. Folks like Run DMC and who else? Eric B and Rakim, Wu-Tang Clan, all of them, which Method Man comes from. But all Notorious, Notorious B.I.G. because he passed away, he was killed and all that kind of stuff. But there are so many personal brands that came out of the rap industry, but no one gives them credit because they never saw them beyond the rap industry. And so that's why I named those 5, because we can see them beyond the rap industry, even though they still carry their rap names. Their rap names have matured and ascended to something other than, you know what, this is all I know how to do. And this is why I tell you guys, when you're looking at your personal brand as a one-dimensional thing, when you give it your name, you're making it very one-dimensional. And you're limiting the power that it could wield, because it's going to be a lot harder for your name to be remembered because it may not necessarily be common in your neighborhood or region. But Mary Bowman, let's say that instead of Mary Smith, Mary Bowman is not memorable to a lot of people. And I'm not going to name any of the people that I know, but your name says a lot about you. And a lot of us grow into the names that we have. The name is fucking Phyllis. Oh my God, I used to hate that name. But it's probably a dead name in this day and age. You're pretty hard pressed to find someone, because the only Phyllis I know that I really truly loved was Phyllis Hyman. Phyllis Hyman was a woman who made beautiful music. She was a beautiful woman and all the things. And she committed suicide. It was just a sad act. But I'm talking about rappers being the OGs of, you know what, bringing personal brand to the game. Jay-Z, he's another businessman that's still in the game. You only know him as Jay-Z, but you don't know his real name is Sean Corey Carter. Okay. But y'all know Blue Ivy, her last name is Carter, but you would never, unless you actually know they're related, you would never connect the two. Him being called just Sean doesn't make you want to go and look out the window. Oh, look who's coming. But his personal brand of Jay-Z from his music days, from his rap days, it still carries weight. It still draws a crowd. And that's what people are capitalizing on. Like I said, you guys want to name your favorites. Richard Branson, who's the other one? Steve Jobs. These are ordinary names. And like I said, these are people that made money before social media was a thing. Same with these same with these rappers. These are folks that made money off of their music before social media became a thing. But I promise you, when they started to dip into other parts of business, of the business world, of different parts of entrepreneurship, their names open doors. And while some people may still see them as less than, as just rappers, trust and believe that they have to have some business acumen to continue to hold on to their money. Because if you don't know and you spend it all or you waste it all, you know what? Y'all know enough of those people that have whatever happened to, they fall by the wayside and all of that kind of stuff. These are ones that have staying power. So a personal brand, like I said, Personal brand, don't take it personally because it's business. Because if these names did not still garner the attention that they do, you would just hear about Dana and Tracy and O'Shea and Sean and all the things. And you wouldn't think anything about them. But you would still be asking whatever happened to. But because you know those names and you know what to look for, they will always be a part of history. They will live on well past when they're gone. And the thing about it, because of their names, because now they can license those names, their families can live off of those for generations. They're not going to live off of the name Dana. They're not going to live off the name O'Shea. They're not going to live off the name Sean. They're not going to live off the name, what did I say? Tracy or Clifford. Their family is going to make money off of the names that they built because they are assets. And that is the power of personal branding. Now, I'm pretty sure most of them, for the most part, they're all up and through. Oh, and I didn't tell y'all my association with Snoop Dogg. Me and his wife used to have the same hairdresser. She met my mom and she was really cordial to my mom when we used to go there and all that kind of stuff. But she's a really sweet girl. But that's how I'm associated with that. And I love that these people are still around. They're part of my history, but they're still relevant today. And so it's not something that anyone could take away from them. While social injustice and racism and bigotry and hatred and prejudice and all that stuff still exists, stereotyping still exists, perception is still a bitch, sweetheart, it doesn't matter how people are perceived, as long as they know how to wield the name that they built for themselves, as long as they know how to capitalize on what they built instead of letting others capitalize on it. Back in my barbecue days, and I'm gonna wrap this up now. Back in my barbecue days, I met Sweet Baby Ray at a barbecue conference. And his real name is Dave Raymond, in case y'all don't know, but I met Sweet Baby Ray. And we had a great conversation. And a lesson that he taught me that I have never forgotten. He said, don't sell your name, license it out, and still get paid. So if you have a name that you can license, sweetie, that's a name that lives on for generations. That's a name that nobody can take away. That's something that can be used and passed down. Ain't nobody checking for Phyllis Strata on paper and trying to find out what she can put her name to. Ghetto Country Grandmother, if I play my cards right, she will live on for generations. And she will continue to make money for my daughter, maybe for my son. Y'all didn't know I had a stepson, but yeah, I have one. I love him dearly. But it's an asset. That's what your personal brand is. Just saying that you're a personal brand because you have a business, y'all, that's limiting your ability. And mind you, not everyone can pull off a personal brand based on a name. Not everybody can, because I know you've seen those quizzes on Facebook where it's like, ooh, what's your rap name? Take this thing, and that's your new rap name. Yeah, it's not that simple. But if you can build a name around something that you're trying to build within the industry, within your region, or within whatever it is that you're doing, trust and believe it will outlast you. If you're just saying, you know what, I'm gonna be one and done, then sweetie, that's okay too. I don't think you necessarily need a personal brand, but I do think you need sales tactics and you need a personality, because that's what it's going to take for you to grow and to sustain. So, y'all, I just had to jump on this because, like I said, Snoop Dogg lit a fire under me when I saw that whole thing. And personal branding while Black, they're often left out of the picture. They're often overlooked because we just see them as, oh, it's just a phase. It's just a rap thing. It's just Black people. No, we got staying power. We have resilience. We know how to get shit done. And it's a thing. If it wasn't, everybody wouldn't be trying to dance like us, look like us, and white girls wouldn't be out buying booties and lips. But let me go and mind my own business again and stay with personal branding. But y'all know, 5, bullshit happens, so suck it up. 4, Your voice is important, so speak up. 3, you make the world a more beautiful place, so show up. 2, life is good, so buck up. And 1, I love you and ain't a damn thing you can do about it, so shut the fuck up. Peace and hair grease, y'all. I'm out.
All right, brand babies. We appreciate you stopping by because we know you got shit to do. Just remember to subscribe on your way out and bring a friend next time. In the meantime, and in between time, stay connected with your brand mother on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. The links are in the description. And your brand mother wants you to remember that personal branding is not just personal, it's also business.